Yeah, so everyone, welcome to our class today, Leveraging Your Database. I'm really excited to teach this. I feel like one of the most popular questions we have as real estate agents is, which is the best CRM? And how do I, put my CRM together? How do I choose the right one? So we'll be going through all of that and how to categorize everything and all of that. So, hold on. Sorry about that. So just a little bit about myself, right? So I got introduced into the real estate business. It was about February of 2009, but I've been doing this full time since 2012. I've been on the YPN Leadership Council now for the second year. I'm a state director with Florida Realtors. I'm a second generation realtor, so my mama made me get my license. I'm a team leader at eXp Realty. I also have a master's in real estate. Married with two wonderful boys, and I was recently awarded 2019 Miami YPN All-Star of the Year. So that's just a little bit about myself. Some of the things you can look forward to learning in this session today is some key database statistics and things that you should know about keeping in contact and things like that. How to organize and categorize your contacts, why you even need a CRM to begin with, how to systematically keep in touch with your database, drip campaigns that everyone should have, and how to choose the right CRM for your business. So here's some of the key statistics that I think that is really important for every real estate agent to realize. And these statistics here will make you understand the importance of having a CRM and why it's so important to categorize everybody appropriately, right? So as you'll see here, 91% of sellers who were assisted by a real estate agent were assisted by a real estate agent when they were selling their home, according to NAR, right? And 20%, agents lose 20% of their clients annually simply by not staying in touch with their past clients. For those who actually purchase leads and things like that, I think it's also important to realize that it costs 6 to 7 times more to acquire new clients than it is to retain the existing customers that we already have. So 82% of real estate sales are results of agents contacting their past clients, referrals, and spheres. So basically the people we already know. 25% of agents generate at least more than half of their deals from past clients, and 69% of sellers would actually use the same agent again. 39% of sellers used a real estate agent that they found through a referral by a friend or family member, and 24 used the same agent they worked with before, and 74% of buyers would recommend their agent to other people. Now, all of this sounds great, but unfortunately, only 12% of clients actually end up using the same agent again. So this is really important, because if we are able to put systems in place to systematically keep in touch with our past clients and the people we already know, our sphere, we're not only able to generate new business at a much lower cost or almost no cost, we're also able to continuously grow our referral business as well, which is where no matter where you get most of your leads and what agent you talk to, a majority of our business tends to come by referral. So what is a database? It's your most valuable asset. I believe that your database is your data bank. So essentially, the bigger your database, the bigger your bank account will look. It is, to me, the most important tool that any agent should have in order to organize their customers and prospects. It's a living record of all of your business relationships. So not only clients and leads and our sphere, but also vendors and people that we partner with to help and assist our clients during transactions. Our database should also be fed daily, no matter who we get in touch with and no matter who we talk to, whether it's on social media or at, well, not Starbucks anymore, but whether it's, wherever we are and whoever we talk to, all of these people should be put into our database, which is whatever CRM we use, right? And we should be able to track every interaction with each contact that we put in it. So a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I don't know anybody, or I only know so many people. I promise you, you'll be surprised if you go through your cell phone, when you look at how many contacts you actually have in your cell phone, you'll be surprised. I did this last year. Last year, I had over 700 contacts in my cell phone alone. Now I'm sure that it's probably well over 1,000. So go through your cell phone. What networking groups are you a part of? Church groups, your friends, your family, social media. Some of us have thousands of followers and thousands of contacts on each social media platform alone. These are all relationships. These are all people that we can connect with. Past clients, of course, other real estate professionals, to build referral networks for people not only in our markets, but outside of our markets as well. And like I mentioned before, vendors. So all of the lenders, appraisers, title reps, anybody that we need essentially to help service our clients, all of these people should be put into our database, right? So why we need a CRM. The first thing I put on here was speed to lead, and that's because a lot of us tend to purchase leads. If you purchase leads and you are not able to get in touch with that lead ASAP, I believe the statistic before was like, oh, you need to call them within 5 minutes. Honestly, nowadays, you need to call them within 20 seconds. And if you have the right CRM in place that can systematically and automatically respond to these new leads, it is so important so that you're actually getting higher ROI on any investment that you're making for contacts and leads. Reminders for birthdays, home purchase anniversaries, etc. It is so important. This is a relationship-based business, right? So anybody that we know, if we know their birthdays, put it in the CRM. Reach out to them on their birthdays. I love to send bomb videos to all my past clients, and any lead, if I know their birthday, I'm sending a personalized bomb video to them, either via email or text message. An easy way to get people's birthdays, Facebook. Like, everybody has their birthday on Facebook. Another reason why I need a CRM is to automate and delegate and eliminate. I think that a lot of times as real estate agents, we're wearing a ton of hats, especially if you don't have an assistant or an admin. We are responsible for all of those tasks. However, if you have a CRM that has everybody in there and is very organized with when you're supposed to keep in touch with who, and to strategically and have meaningful touches, I feel like it'll be easy to automate things. You'll know what is not important for you to do, so you can delegate to other people, and then you won't be doing things that are not high producing dollar activities. You don't let people fall through the cracks. The number one issue that a lot of leads and clients have with us, unfortunately, is that we're terrible at keeping in touch and reaching out to them and calling them. It's almost as if once we close a deal, we disappear. We no longer keep in touch with these people and keep in touch with our past clients. So we don't want that to happen. Drip campaigns to strategically have emails get sent out, text messaging. I'll touch on this a little bit as well, because I do know that there are some lawsuits going on right now with automated, text messaging and things like that. But essentially, all of this, the purpose of it is to stay top of mind. You're building your book of business. You're categorizing your database by contacts, efficient mass communication, mass emailing and texting, relationship building and automating your follow-up. You need this to basically build relationships and to work smarter and not harder. So somebody asked early on, like, okay, well, which CRM is cheapest, or which ones should I start with? It really depends on your individual business. I know a lot of people think that one CRM is better than the other, or one might be too expensive, but you really have to take a step back and look at your business. Do you purchase a lot of leads? Do you invest in a lot of Google leads? Do you invest in a lot of in Zillow? Or are you somebody who does a majority of your business just from Sphere and events and being a member of their community and things like that? The way you generate your business will determine which CRM is best for you, right? So this is not all of the CRMs. I know a lot of people on here might be using, let's say, KV Core, there's Chime, there's so many others, but I just wanted to categorize this by your type of business. So a lifestyle business is someone who would be more so solo, focuses on Sphere and past clients. Realty Juggler, Referral Maker, Wise Agent, those are great, cheap CRMs that you can start with, right? A hybrid business would be somebody who does a little bit of both. So you're focusing on your sphere and past clients, but every once in a while you'll get an internet lead or something like that. So these CRMs here, Top Producer, Contactually, RealVolve, are absolutely amazing options as well. So the quote unquote real business would be, I think these CRMs are best for people who invest in a lot of lead generating. So maybe you purchase a lot of Facebook leads, a lot of Google PPC leads. You invest a lot in like realtor.com. Well, not really in Miami anymore, but like you get a lot of OpCity leads or Zillow leads or whatever. These would be a lot better. These tend to be a lot more expensive. However, like I said, it really depends on the type of business that you have. So lifestyle business is more so sphere and referral based. These CRMs are cheaper. There are others out there on the market. And then you'll see the hybrid and real business. Towards the end, I can answer any more questions that anybody has in regards to these CRMs. To be honest, I've probably tried like 80% of these because I'm obsessed with tech. So I can give a pretty detailed opinion of most of these CRMs here. But another thing too is, what should you be even looking for in a CRM, right? So IDX lead site versus a basic CRM. You have a CRM that's almost like a Rolodex. It's just an address book essentially. Or do you want something that's tied to a website that actually has IDX feeds with listings? You need to make sure that you're able to actually tag and label all of your clients and your leads and everybody in the CRM. How capable is the CRM of expanding, and how scalable is it? So are you a solo agent now, but plan on maybe hiring a couple agents to join your team within the next couple months? Or are you a team leader and you want to eventually start a brokerage? All of these things are really important as far as like scalability when it's time to choosing a CRM. Do you do a lot of cold calling? Do you want dialer features in there? Partner integration for a lender. This is absolutely amazing. And I think that a lot of agents don't realize that getting your lender involved in your systems is just, it's one of the ways to not only keep your overhead low as far as costs, but now you're more efficient with when it comes to actually working leads and clients and things like that. RESPA allows for lenders to pay for a half of the system. So let's say there's this amazing CRM that comes with a website and backend system that you know that will be absolutely amazing, but let's say it's too expensive for you to pay alone. Reach out to your lenders. Who have you given the most business to in recent months or years? And tell them like, look, this is what I plan on investing in for my business. Will you go half with me? And you'll be able to do that. A lot of these CRMs are, they have the capability in the back end to have lender partners on the CRMs with you. So another thing to look into is lead source integrations. Like I said, if you're somebody who gets a lot of Zillow leads, or you do a lot of cold calling, so you call expires and FSBOs or anything like that, you want to make sure that whenever the leads come in, that they flow directly into your CRM, so you have everything in one place. Alerts for speed to lead. Every time you get a new lead, your CRM should tell you who just came in to the CRM and that you need to call them ASAP. Mobile app, right? So we are out in the field normally. Most of us are probably home nowadays, but typically we're not home. Real estate happens out in the field. So we want to make sure that whatever CRM we use has an amazing mobile app quality. And of course, accountability, performance overview, and reports. You should be able to have some sort of reporting system in there to see like, okay, where am I getting the highest ROI? Should I maybe be investing more in Facebook leads because I'm converting those at a higher rate than, I don't know, PPC leads, or vice versa? Accountability, let's say it's you and a small team. You want to make sure that they're keeping in touch with the leads and doing the activities that they should be doing. And landing pages. Some CRMs come with these capabilities. Like I said, it really depends on if it also comes with a website and stuff, but these are just things that you need to look for in a CRM depending on your needs. Hold on, I just see I have a couple questions here. So Okay, so let's just go to the next slide. All right, so 5 activities with good ROI when it comes to your database, right? You actually need to use it. So you have a lot of people who actually have a CRM, whether it's provided by their broker. The Miami Association of Realtors actually provides Agent 3000. A lot of us actually have something that we can use. So you just actually have to use it, update it, make sure that you're actually putting contacts into it, organize it, review and sort it, know who are sellers, know who are past clients, know who are your vendors, clean it up. If there are people in there that you don't even, you just have a name and you don't have, let's say, a phone number or an email, look them up or remove them and prospect out of them. What I like to do is if there's a contact in there and I know that like, okay, they're warm, they might not buy for the next like 6 months, maybe, I'm still going to keep in touch with them at least every 6 weeks, right? So prospect out of your database. And here's an example of some great contact types and tags and labels. So the way that I label my CRM and I tag my contacts, these are just some of them. And I do this because I know who's who, right? So I want all the moms and dads in my database and in my CRM to be tagged. So I know who to reach out to for Mother's Day and Father's Day, right? A plus, A, B, C, D. These are, I add this, I basically grade all my contacts. So everybody in my CRM, if they're an A plus, these are people that I've done multiple transactions with, or they refer me the most business. These are like my raving fans. These are my advocates, whether they've actually purchased with me, or it might be even somebody who's never bought or sold with me, but they refer me to everybody that they've come across, right? An A client or an A contact would be another advocate, but let's say they're not necessarily like the raving fans, but they're still great advocates. B's are anybody that I've done a transaction with. C are leads that have shown some sort of interest, but we have not necessarily determined where they are in the pipeline to buying or selling, where they are in that stage. And D's, unfortunately, are people that I would probably never do business with again, whether it was a vendor who did not treat my clients properly or something like that. So I don't know if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, or I can send this to everybody afterwards so that they can have an idea of how to tag and categorize the clients in their database. Yeah, so qualifying, here's a more of a breakdown of what I was just saying as far as like the A plus, A, B, C, and D contacts. And yeah, so the A plus, I've done multiple transactions with or sent me multiple referrals. So for example, I had a seller lead come in as a referral in 2016. I listed her house, sold her house. Then she referred me to her sister, her mom. I've listed a property of hers for rent. She's purchased another one with me. And then in March, we closed on another house that I listed for her. I have done a lot of business with her. She is an advocate. She's going to refer me to anybody. This is an A plus person. These are people that I need to always be providing value to. These are people that I always want to be in contact with. As a matter of fact, she moved out of state last year. She's in Texas now, and she still refers me people. This is an example of an A plus contact, right? An A has done business with me or sent me a referral. B, friends, family, SOY that I haven't necessarily done business with. C is anybody with the pulse. And D, like I said, are unfortunately people I probably wouldn't do business with because this is a relationship-based business. And if we can't build relationships, and to be honest, some of the Ds, most of the Ds are, let's say, a lender who did not communicate, they disappeared. Like for example, I did have one transaction where a week before closing, the lender disappeared. And to this day, I have not spoken to him and he has never reached out and we don't know what happened. So this is somebody that I would keep in my CRM, but label them as a D, and I would not send my clients to that person. So follow-up schedule, right? So for my A plus people in my database, I want to be calling them once a month at minimum. These are people that I want to be talking to very often, not text message, not email. We're getting on the phone. We're talking. I want to hear their voice. I want them to hear my voice. Nowadays, we're home. I feel like people want more touches and are yearning for more human connections. So I'm FaceTiming them. I'm not even calling them. You're getting a FaceTime call from me. All my A clients, they're getting a call from me once a quarter. B, once every 6 months. C, once a year. I don't some of these people, to be completely honest, everybody in my CRM that is like I have a relationship with, they should be getting a call from me at minimum once a quarter. I put this here as some like a starting point, right? And then another easy way to know when to keep in touch with who is by what they say their timeline is. So for example, let's say a lead comes in or a buyer or seller, whoever you talk to, and they're like, you know what, I might want to put my house on the market in 3 months. Okay, I'm going to call them every 3 weeks. Like whatever they tell me in months, I'm following up with them in weeks, because let's be real, like the problem is there's a lot of realtors out there, and if you're not touching them, somebody else is. So even if they tell me they're 3 months out or 6 months out, I am calling them every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks. I'm keeping in touch with them far more often than they say that, when they say that they're ready. Drip campaigns. Now, when a seller says like, okay, you have a seller, buyer, credit repair, whatever, depending on that person's, where they are in the pipeline, there should be a drip campaign associated with that, so that you are removing yourself and you're automating the follow-up. You shouldn't have to manually send the emails every week or every 2 weeks. Your system should be doing that for you. And not only should you be doing it for people who are potentially going to buy or sell in the future, you should be doing this with past clients and even your current clients and customers who are under contract or listed. So like, for example, if I know I have a property that's going to come on the market next week, I have automated emails that are going to be sent to the seller for days leading up to when the house goes active on the market. And then the day it goes active, there's an automated email that is sent to them the day of, like, hey, congrats, the house is live on the MLS. So drip campaigns are not only for people who have not done business with you yet or will do business with you in the future. This is also for current clients as well. And then it automatically stays in touch with them, eases you so that you're not the one actually doing everything, and you're continuously staying top of mind no matter where that person is in the pipeline. So updating your database. Like I said, every new lead should be put in the CRM. So I try to do this every day. To be completely honest, I find myself like the following morning, I tend to like, okay, I need to follow up with everybody that I spoke to yesterday. Need to make sure that they're in my CRM. But the point is that you should be updating your CRM all the time. The notes, when you talk to them, add in all the notes, whether or not, they love to take a walk with their dog every day, or, whatever little detail that they told you on that phone call, take note of that, and then fill in any holes of information that you may have for that contact in your CRM. So prospecting out of your database. There's strategic ways of knowing who you should contact first, right? So the newest leads, especially if you are paying for leads, these are people who should always be contacted first. Any lead or prospect who recently looked at houses on your website, or you have, let's say you don't even have an IDX feed on your website, but you have them set up on the MLS and Matrix, right? Anybody who's active on there, these are people that you should be touching on. These are hot people. These are people who are actually looking at property, right? Any buyer or lead or prospect should be set to receive listing alerts. So if someone's like, oh, you know what, I think that I'll buy in the next 3 months or whatever, still set them up on listing alerts. If you don't have a CRM that's connected to a website or anything like that that has an IDX feed, put them in the MLS, have them receiving listings from you every couple days. so that you're automatically staying top of mind. They obviously reached out to you for real estate, so send them real estate, right? Every seller should be receiving market alerts. So I have all of my seller leads receiving what's going on in their subdivision. So if they're like, oh, I don't want, I'll see selling towards the end of summer. Okay, that's fine. So every week, I want them to get an alert from the MLS saying like everything that went pending in their subdivision so that they can see like what's going on and notice like, okay, maybe I should put it on the market now. And they'll have an idea of all of the market activity for their zip code, subdivision, or whatever. And then it's so important to track the conversion percentage by source, the type, and all of that. So like, for example, myself, I know that my business is very like referral heavy. I get most of my clients from referrals, my sphere, and because of that, I make sure that I provide a lot of value to my sphere and to my agent referral partners and things like that. So if you're somebody that, and that's because I track it all, right? So at one point I was investing in a lead source and I realized after about 9 or 10 months, this is not giving me the same ROI. So I removed that lead source. Or, I realized that there was another lead source. I was investing very small dollars, but I was getting an ROI. And I was like, look, if I double this, this will be great. So it's so important to know like all of the contacts in your database, where they came from, especially if you're spending money to get these contacts and these leads. So this here is a quick email script for when you have people who are receiving listing alerts, whether it's from your website or the MLS, wherever. This is just a quick script that you can use to call them, email them, even text them this. I have it automatically emailed. So I have this script saved as a template so that I don't even have to type it up every time. I just pull up the leads or the contacts and then I just send it on to them. All right, so if you guys want to take a screenshot of this or we'll send it after, this is just a quick script you can use. Phone calls, like I mentioned, I think that everybody, especially anybody who has a pulse or someone that you actually know, should be reached out to 4 times a year at minimum. Every quarter, they should be hearing your voice or seeing your face. If you are somebody who does a lot of client events, hopefully we'll be able to do them in the near future. Do it quarterly. Purchase anniversaries, birthdays, when their lease is coming up. If I know somebody who is currently renting, I put in the CRM when their lease is going to be up. So I know to reach out to them 3 or 4 months before their lease is up. So we can start talking about the potential idea of like purchasing, starting the pre-approval process and all of that. All right. And the reason why phone calls are still so important is because the average person is going to delete almost half of the emails that they receive daily. So it's still important to touch them in other ways. And I think that phone calls will always outbeat emails because phone call is personal. This is a relationship-based business. The last thing you want to do is have everything so automated that a person doesn't even feel like they're important. They just feel like they're not even going to answer it because they figured this is going to everybody. So you definitely want to be calling them. Email marketing. So some CRMs can do email marketing for you, or MailChimp is free. I love MailChimp. I've been using it for many years. It's free, I believe, up to like 2,000 contacts. And it's a great tool to use so that you can send out, let's say, your newsletters. I know Megan on the board with us, she's absolutely crushing it with her newsletters. And she has great success with it. You can send relevant information to people in your database. Like I said, I have all the parents in my database tagged as parents. So guess what? On Mother's Day, everybody is going to be receiving something from MailChimp saying Happy Mother's Day. And everybody who isn't a mother should not be receiving that. That's another reason why you should be typing and categorizing all of your contacts. Email marketing is another great way to send just listed souls, open houses, or virtual open houses, and monthly newsletters and things like that. And according to hold on. This just popped up on my screen. Why? Okay, hold on. Why did that happen? Okay. Yeah, and according to Constant Contact, they're an email marketing platform. For every dollar you spend on email marketing, you can expect an average return of $38. So email is not dead. I think the problem that a lot of us have with email is that we're sending anything and everything to everybody. It needs to be relevant. You shouldn't be talking about why you should buy right now to sellers, or you should not be talking about, sending Happy Mother's Day to fathers or things like that. It just needs to be very relevant to the audience that you're sending it to. So here's another amazing email script for like open house follow-up. As we all know, we're not doing physical open houses, but this can still work great for the virtual open houses that we're having right now. Like, hey, Susie, it was great meeting you yesterday online, for the virtual open house for 123 Main Street. Here's the link to the full listing and some other homes that you might be interested in. Let me know if you want more information on any of those. This is just an easy email script. You can even call them with this, or send a bomb video if they attend your virtual open house with the same exact script. So you guys can take a screenshot of this, or like I said, I can send this to everybody after. Video marketing. I will say that the number one thing that has worked best for me and keeping in touch with all of my contacts and clients in my database is video. Whenever I send somebody a personal video, they are almost guaranteed to open it, and almost 60% of them will actually respond to me. It gives a more face-to-face experience, especially if you're sending them a video and you're saying their name. They know that this is not something that you just blasted to everybody. They know that you thought of them and that you sent this only to them. You're able to communicate more clearly, effectively, and efficiently. And according to BombBomb, 81% more replies when sending an email that contains a video. And a little tip, if you're sending an email to your database that has a video in it, put in the subject line video, so they know that they should be watching something. And when you put that in the subject line, they're even more likely to open it. Remember the last statistic that I sent, almost half of emails are going to be automatically deleted by the recipient. So if you put video in the subject line, they're more likely to open it. Let's see. Text messages. So of course, most people check their phones all day. Most people have their phones in their hands all day. So you are more likely to get responses from your contacts if you were to actually send them a text message, right? And especially since over 5 billion people in the world have a smartphone. So more than likely, even if the person doesn't answer, they got your message, right? 75% of consumers are okay with receiving text messages from brands, only if they opted in, all right? So I am not saying go purchase a ton of leads and go blast them with text messages. I am not saying that. All I am saying is that people are more likely to respond to text messages. They have a 209% higher response rate than a phone call, email, or even a Facebook message. And 90% of text messages are read within 3 minutes. Consumers redeem text messages delivered 10 times more than anything else. So it is very, very effective. However, you should not be just blasting text messages to anybody, especially if it's on like some sort of like automated system. There are a ton of lawsuits going on because of this. Some of them happening even right here to some brokers here in Miami. So I am not saying to go purchase leads and go blast them. This is just a tactful way of keeping in touch with people who have opted in to communicating with you already. All right. And here again is another script that you can use for a lead. Like, hey, Susie, I saw that you had liked some homes. Can I get you more information on those for you? Okay, so very quick and easy. And especially if this is somebody that opted in to receiving listing alerts and things like that from you, they're more likely to respond. And I put here in asterisks, FCC rules and regulations on text messaging and understanding the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. All right, so prior consent is needed to be made before making any sort of text message contact with the customer. All right, especially if it requires some sort of opting in and things like that. So again, I am saying don't just go buy a bunch of contacts and start texting them. I am not saying that. I know a lot of people who do absolutely amazing with mail outs and handwritten notes. Something that has worked for me, and I'm sure will work for a lot of you, is when I get a referral, the person who sent me the referral, I will send them a BombBomb video thanking them, and I will also send them a thank you note. Some I've even sent a little $5 gift card, either electronically, like an e-gift card, or I'll put it in the thank you note. And it is so well received, because who receives mail anymore? Most mail people receive is like trash. So send handwritten notes to the people in your database. I know people who send monthly postcards and yearly calendars. I personally don't do this. I know another agent in our marketplace. He actually used to be on the board with us, Daniel Golick. He does amazing with his postcards, and he sends yearly calendars to his contacts, and even puts the schedule for sports teams. So like his sphere is very big into like the Dolphins and football and things like that. So he would have that in his calendars. So that's another amazing touch that you can do as well with your database. So what you should be doing and how often you should be doing it. You should be prospecting and updating your database daily. Organize your database every week at least, so you know who is who and who is most important, who is in the top of the funnel versus at the bottom of the funnel. And you should be cleaning it out as well. There's going to be some people, unfortunately, that might flow into your CRM, depending on how you have it set up, that are not even real leads. They might be, fake leads or spam and things like that. Remove them. You don't want it to look like you have a good solid 1,000 people in your CRM when 100 of them are not real contacts. So you want your CRM to be clean and organized. And remember, it's your data bank. Your database is your data bank. So you want to be doing these things so that you can see the potential business in your database. And this is something that I think is so important, because a lot of people wonder, like, well, if I have, 300 people in my database, what should that mean for me as far as the number of deals or the number of leads or the number of potential clients that I have? So here you just have to look at your daily number. What's your daily number? So if your goal, for example, is to have 36 transactions a year, then all you need to have really is 8 conversations a day, because 36 times 50 conversations is 1,800, right? That you would need a total of 1,800 meaningful conversations. And that's about 180 a month. So that comes to about 8 conversations a day. Between Facebook alone, we should all be able to find 8 people that we can have a meaningful conversation with a day. Our LinkedIn contacts. I feel like LinkedIn is a source and a social media platform that is not tapped into at all, because it's not flashy, right? And there's hundreds, thousands of connections that some of us might even have on there. We should be able to have 8 meaningful conversations there. Past clients, vendor partners. If we can do 8 of these a day, then you should be able to reach your goal of 36 transactions a year. If your goal is 50, reverse engineer the equation so that you know how many meaningful conversations you should be having a day. And I'll take questions now, because I saw a lot of stuff popping up in the chat. Let me just stop sharing this really quick so that I can actually see what's in the chat. And if anybody has any questions, just pop in and talk as well. Okay, so I saw people asking for the slides. I will send the slides. Somebody also asked, what CRM do I currently use? As of today, well, not as of today, as of January, my team and I use Chime. It's a great CRM. Chime would be very comparable to a KV Core, a Boomtown, or something like that, it has a front end website. My agents have their sub agent sites as well. And I've used Follow Up Boss in the past. It's amazing. I currently still have Revolve. I don't really use it that much, but it's there. KV Core, I also have KV Core through my broker. It's an amazing CRM. So if your broker provides that, just make sure that you just do the training on it. It can work for you, I promise. And if you currently don't have a CRM and you are on a tight budget, honestly, you should be reaching out to your broker. See if they already have one for you. A lot of brokers already provide one. Or I did mention too that the association, Miami Association of Realtors, also provides Broker 3000. It's part of our fees. We don't pay extra for it. So look into that as well. Lion Desk is a great affordable one to start off with. Wise Agent is another amazing one to start off with. And they are scalable. So you can grow with those, and they're affordable. What happens if you use your broker's CRM and you switch brokers? That's an amazing question. That is the number one reason I don't use my broker's CRM. Like I said, I get KV Core. I just think that as realtors, these are our contacts. These are our relationships. And if you do use your broker CRM, just ask basic questions. Who else has access to my database? Are these shared? Am I the only one who sees them? If I leave, can I download my contacts and leave with my contacts? As long as you're able to export your contacts from your broker's CRM, you should be fine. I know a lot of people who use their broker's CRM and they do just fine. They leave and they take their contacts with them. It shouldn't be a problem at all, but you just need to ask the questions and make sure that you are able to actually have control over your contacts and that nobody else in the brokerage can access them. Somebody asked, what is so great about Agent 3000? Personally, it is not a CRM or a system that I've used. I have not tapped into that yet. The association has done a ton of training on them. I would not be surprised that if you go onto our either Miami Live or our YouTube channel for the association, that you'll find training on there on how to use it. I've heard great things about it, but I personally cannot talk from my personal experience. Oh, 8,000 contacts. Whew. If I personally had 8,000 contacts, I would, just me, I would probably hire an ISA and have the ISA call every single one of these people, depending on the conversation that they have with this ISA, have them update their contact record in the CRM. That is a lot of business that you have there, potential business that you have there. And I would definitely, reach out to them. If you can't, because 8,000 is a lot, I would hire an ISA. ISAs are not expensive. Some of them are as low as $3 an hour, depending on where you hire them from, and reach out to them for sure. A lot of them are from the airline industry, hotel industry, old business. It doesn't matter. Everybody needs somewhere to live, and everybody knows someone who needs to buy or sell. Reach out to all of them. Doesn't matter what industry that they're in. What platform for video marketing? I personally use BombBomb. BombBomb also has, it's not only video, but email. So you can do video emails, video text messages, email marketing, so campaigns and things like that through BombBomb. It's right now, they do have a special going on, I believe, because of the pandemic. So if you are searching for a CRM or technology or anything like that for your business, right now is really an amazing time to shop around. A lot of these companies are looking to not lose potential business. So they're offering discounts, they're offering longer trial periods. So like, for example, if a CRM usually offered a 14-day trial, now they're doing 30, 45 days. Take advantage of these times to reach out to all of these companies and see which one will work best for you. Somebody asked, what's an ISA? An ISA is an inside sales agent. Their job essentially is just to reach out to your leads, to your contacts, and make contacts for you. That's basically their job. Where do you find them? You can, honestly, there are tons of companies that have ISAs. Man, you can find them anywhere. Honestly, you can find them on Indeed, any like job, let's say like job search, what do you call it, website. They tend to be there. You may find some on Fiverr, but I've personally never looked on Fiverr. When I think of Fiverr, I think of I don't think of like ISA. To me, I want people who have a history in calling, and have a history of maybe even real estate or sales. I personally don't care if they're in this country or not, as long as they can speak English and they're professional. I personally don't care. Like even right now, my transaction manager is in Orlando and I'm in Miami. I don't care as long as they can get the job done. Let me see. When you call a past client to follow up, how do you start the conversation? What time do you usually call? So the way that I have my schedule set up, I call them, all of my follow-up is in the morning. New leads are always called first thing in the morning. And if it's a past client, I literally just call, hey, how are you doing? I'm not asking for business. Just how are you doing? How are things? How's the house treating you? There are so many ways and times that we can touch our past clients. Every year, January, tax season's coming along, I'm sending the settlement statement to every single person who closed with me the year before. And I'm calling them, telling them, hey, check your email for this. Check your mail for this. If it's an older person who wants it via mail, you know what I mean? I'm sending you your settlement statement, even if they already have it, because we know they get it at closing, but that's not the point. The point is the touch and the conversations. When it's time for them to file for homestead, that's another time to call them, even if you know that it'll automatically renew with Broward County. It doesn't matter, it's a touch. So I call them and just ask them how they're doing and be of value. Do I use Instagram? Yes, I use Instagram a lot. I don't do any paid ads on Instagram. I don't do any paid ads on Facebook. I don't purchase leads on social media. Any business that I've got from social media has always been organic. But that's because I try to provide relevant content. And then I also try to be as human as possible. So everything is not salesy. I show myself, I show my kids, I show my husband, and show that I'm a person and not a robot. I think that Instagram and social media is meant to be social. I do put business on there because I do also think that everybody's on social media and it's almost like the new business card essentially. But I also try to be as personal as possible on social media. What platforms do I use? In what ways do I use them? I use Instagram the most. I use Facebook, but to be honest, it's like in the recent months that I've really been trying to use Facebook. I had fell off. I fell off of Facebook. I literally just started using it again because I have so many connections on there. I went to high school, college, I got my master's here in Miami, and I have so many people on there that I feel like I just never tapped into and that I lost touch with. And that's why I started using Facebook again. But I use Instagram the most. LinkedIn, I'm really starting to tap into LinkedIn even more because it's been a great source of referrals. These are people who are professionals and they're looking for professional connections, and the referrals that I get from LinkedIn tend to be tend to be pretty hot. Like they tend to be ready to go, and they tend to be, they tend to have higher income, more educated, and understand. They're not looking for discounts or anything like that. So LinkedIn is another source, another social media platform that I really love and I use to build my database. And as a matter of fact, there's even a way for you to extract all of your LinkedIn connections and download all of them and then upload into your CRM. You should be able to download all of your contacts into a CSV form, or a CSV file, I should say, and upload them into your CRM. What else? Oh, my Instagram account, it is literally my name. So if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram, that is my handle. And I think the most important thing about Instagram and how I'm able to use Instagram to build my database is I actually talk to people. So if somebody sends me a DM, I'm actually responding. If somebody responds to something in my story, I'm gonna hit them up like one-on-one via their DM and send them a message, even send them a video, because you can send somebody a video on Instagram. So it's all about being social and personal. Like I said, this is a relationship-based business. I've been able to grow my database to thousands of contacts just by being of value and building relationships, not even asking for business. If you show yourself doing business, people will know what you do. So it's really about building the relationships and showing your value. I do not pay somebody to manage my IG or any of my social media platforms. I do it all myself. Free tip, Facebook Creator Studio. It's free. You can use it to plan out like your posts on Facebook and IG. You can schedule posts. You can do everything right from there. It's called Facebook Creator Studio. I don't know if they have a mobile app, but it's a free web platform for you to manage your social media accounts. Well, at least Facebook and Instagram, since Instagram is owned by Facebook. Yes, Later is another great one. But I don't know. I used to use Later, but I just try to simplify everything. I'm tired of using so many apps. So if I'm gonna use something like within Facebook, like to me, it's easy, but Later is absolutely amazing to use to schedule as well, for sure. Does anybody have any other questions? Because I'm just going by the chat. So I don't know if anybody wants to like unmute themselves to talk. I don't want to be the only one talking. Like I want to hear everybody else's voices and make this as conversational as possible.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, this is Elizabeth. I asked a question, my baby is very into the other questions. I remember in the past, we have like contacts in the MLS, but it cannot be merged anymore. So I was keeping my contacts in, Outlook or Google, but then I can't merge them anymore. So you have any recommendation? Then I have another question.
Are you saying that you can't merge your contacts from Google to the MLS? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct, because in the past I could merge if I update some information in the Outlook. I'll be able to update it in the contacts through the contacts in the MLS. But I heard that it's not working that specific,
I would reach out to the
feature.
MLS
Mm-hmm.
department and
Okay.
see, because I'm not sure about that.
This,
I never tried to have the MLS in like my Google contacts or anything like that speak to each other in the past.
the
So
reason
I'm
is
not
if you
sure.
want to generate a seller's report, you have to put it manually. Is that what you would do? Let's say that you have your contacts in your CRM, but you have to send reports frequently, which you can schedule on the weekly basis or bi-weekly, but you have to input your contact manually. Is that
Yeah.
the way? Okay, got it.
Yeah, but I mean, the way that my system is set up, I have my CRM connected to an IDX feed. So I technically don't have to use both. I personally, the only time I put somebody to receive like alerts in the MLS directly is if they're like an active buyer searching to make sure that they're getting like the most accurate MLS information. But anybody else, if they're like a general lead or something like that, they're in my CRM, and it's being automated through the CRM that's connected to the website that has an MLS feed. I don't put everyone in both places. It'll just be too much to manage.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. One more question before I
Yeah.
turn to somebody. What do you recommend for the newsletter provider?
Oh, MailChimp is great. They have templates in there already. I personally like sending newsletters from there, or BombBomb. If you want to do a video, I think that video is amazing. I think that you should always show your face. So either one of the two would be amazing for the newsletters.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chandra,
Yeah.
hi, it's Luciana. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I have a question. So your CRM that you says is because it's integrated in your website, or it is, right? So
It is.
my website has already some kind of CRM, which is part of the template. It's not that so I don't need to have a separate CRM in that case, or
I don't think so.
no, right?
What CRM are you using?
I have top producer that I got with realtor.com. So all the leads that come through realtor.com goes to that CRM. And in addition to my 8,000 contacts that were transferred there, I don't know how. And then I have the website that also has a drip campaign, has everything set up already. But both, they don't connect, they don't mix.
So what happens on your website, you don't see it in the CRM?
No, not in my top producer, no. Unless if I go, all the contacts that go into my website, they are there, they have a drip campaign and everything. Unless I transfer all my contacts to my website instead of having a separate CRM.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, 8,000 contacts is a lot. Where it would really depend, like, where did they come from? They came from everywhere, or just realtor.com, or like how did that look?
They came from my old, I was in the hotel industry, so I had travel agency industry from everywhere. I have, all these contacts comes from 20 years.
Yeah. So what I would do, reach out to top producer. Just reach out to them and see if there's a way for them to connect the two. Because like, just from like talking to like other people, a lot of times it's almost user error a lot of times. So if you have a website, especially if it came from top producer, and then they also gave the CRM, there should be a way to integrate the two. If not, I would look into, ask your broker if they have one for you. And then I'll send everybody the slides, and on there were a couple CRMs that you can look into that have the front facing websites that would talk to each other.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because top producer talks to realtor.com, but if I cancel the account, then I lose the top producer as well.
Yeah, I know. And you need to talk to realtor.com too, because I think they're going to switch over fully to OpCity. So I don't want you giving them their money. You're giving them money if they wouldn't even be able to use it the same way anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to export. I've been exporting all the leads from realtor.com, but if I lose the top producer, which I never worked separately from realtor.com, because I have all those contacts in my own agenda.
Got it.
So yeah, I have to see how to.
Well, congrats to you. 8,000 contacts is amazing. Yeah, Erica, hey.
Hey, I just have a question. You've been amazing and so many tools. I don't know how you do it, girl, because I don't know how you do it. Just tell me real quick, how is it that you do it? I know we're going to talk about that soon, but amazing information. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't know. I just do it. I just have to. But when it comes to like the technology part, I have an issue. I like technology. I've tried a lot. I've spent money on a lot. And I think that's why I'm able to like speak to on certain topics very well. If it's something that I don't know, I'm not going to talk on it. I'm not going to speak on it. So I only talk about what I know. And when it comes to like, how do I do this? I don't know. I just do it. Lack of sleep. Lack of sleep. That's all I could say.
Awesome. Awesome. You're on point. That's awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Anything else? Any more questions? Any more?
Yes, hello.
Hey, Alexis, how are you?
It's Lily. Yeah, I have a question. When you haven't touched your database for a quite time, how you break the ice in a
Oh,
easy part? What is the best approach that I can do with a client that I don't contact for years or for months? What is the best to do?
so it would really depend on, like for me, it depends on who they were. So like, were they a buyer? Were they somebody that already purchased a house with me? Then the conversation is very easy. How are they doing? How's the house treating them? Is there anything that they need from me? That's it. If it's a cold lead, like someone who, let's say, never really got a chance to talk to, let's say I call them and I'm actually able to get them on the phone, like, hi, Susie Seller, this is Chandra. You registered on my site or you came in from Zillow, a couple months back, and unfortunately we were never able to connect. So I'm just reaching out to make sure that I'm not dropping the ball. Is there anything I can help you with? Just come from a place of like value. What can you do for them? If it's someone that already knows who you are, literally just call and ask how they're doing. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Hey, Sasha.
Hey. So what advice or tip would you give to a newer realtor? What areas should they focus on before trying to attack everything all at once?
Who do you already know? Friends,
Okay.
family, who do you attend church with? If you have kids, what parents do you know that's at their school? We'll be surprised how many people we know. A lot of us have been going to this, especially us women, been getting our hair done by the same person for years. Do they even know what we do? Do we keep in touch with them? Are they in our CRM? Our nail tech, our mechanics, we know so many people. Reach out to the people that you already know.
Okay.
That's it. I would start there. That's how I started. That's how most people started. And even the most successful agents, most of their business will always come from people who already know, like, and trust them. So I would start there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Are you keeping a backup of your CRM? No, I don't. I just keep everyone in there. I don't export anybody or back up my CRM. I probably should, but I don't feel the need to. I've never had my CRM like lose contacts or anything like that. And my CRM belongs to me. So nobody has access to my database except for me and my agents. So I don't feel the need to like back it up or anything like that. Somebody said, don't forget to send them the list of the ABC, et cetera, in the email scripts. I'll do that for sure. You guys can definitely have that. And I don't know, I guess, does anybody else have any questions, or do we want to wrap it up? I don't want to miss out on anybody. Do we have another training soon? We do. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow, if you want like a whole day of training, tomorrow we have our 20 under 40. So, tomorrow we have some of our 20 under 40 people who won the award. They're going to be teaching on, how they got their success, what they've mastered in their business. and they're providing this information to all of us. So if you guys do not follow at Miami YPN, please do, so that you can see all of our upcoming classes, all of our upcoming events, our upcoming masterminds. We meet every other week and mastermind. We even have happy hours together. So definitely follow Miami YPN to see everything that we have coming up.
Yeah, to add, we do have our pro talks tomorrow. I will send everybody the information that registered for this class. And I see the question now. All the sessions are recorded. You can access them at MiamiRealtorsLive.com or on YouTube. Just search Miami Association of Realtors page and you'll find it. But please, if you have time tomorrow, we have a lot of great topics. We have 14 in total. It starts at 10 a.m. It goes through 2. You don't have to be there the entire time, but pick and choose what topics you want. It should be a great program.